Vice President Joe Biden. You know, I was reading growing up, they called you Joe Impedimenta. Is that correct? Because of a stutter that you had. And I know, I mean, so many people do struggle with that. Exactly how did you overcome it over the years?
I used to everybody, my colleagues in the Senate used to always kid me because I'm always quoting Irish poets or always writing. The reason I'd stand in front of my mirror at night as a kid in our bedroom and with my brothers, and I would look in the mirror and I would repeat over and over again Yeats and Emerson, who's not Irish poet, but trying to control, because when you stutter, it's the most debilitating thing. I mean, people, it's hard to ask you to go to the prom, and they look at you and they go, this must be this guy must be an idiot. Or so what I would do is I would try to get a rhythm so I wouldn't contort my face. And Emerson, meek young men grow up in libraries to believe. So I practiced and and it wasn't really until I got into college and I forced myself to get in public speaking classes. But it is, and in a sense, as my mom said, of everything bad, something good comes. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because it makes you, we have an expression, and my dad used to say, you can never say anything about another person that's true. And so, because it's so, everybody has something that's wrong with them. And you know, so for me, it was I guess it sensitized me in a way that was maybe wouldn't have happened.
Well,
but
and you still today, you work with the American Institute of Stuttering.
Well, I do.
I just want to mention that.
The American Institute of Stuttering, first-rate operation. And I'm embarrassed, Barbara, because when I first got into the Senate, they asked me whether I would be the honorary chair. And I didn't do it because back in those days, people said, well, if you stutter, there must be something emotionally wrong with you. And I did not want, and I was embarrassed that I wouldn't let myself be identified with having been a stutterer. And occasionally I find myself, every once in a while, I'll catch myself doing that. And it's, but it just is, it's something that is, you know, and you can't, anybody listening is a stutterer. You can't let it define who you are.